Good evening to all. Today I'm going to explain you hash-based indexing. In the previous classes, we have discussed tree-based indexing, and tree-based indexing is good for range searches. Range searches means suppose if you wanted to search for a particular record from one particular value to other particular value, a range of values. Let us an example. I wanted to find students records of roll number 10 to 20. 10 to 20 is called a range. For range searches, tree-based indexing is excellent. For equality selections, hash-based indexing is good when compared with tree-based indexing. Equality searches means say I wanted to find a particular student marks, say roll number 10 student marks I wanted to find. Then later I wanted to find student of roll number 20 marks I wanted to find, then 25 marks I wanted to find. This is called equality selections. So means I'm not following any particular order. In such cases, hash-based indexing is excellent. For range searches means I wanted to find marks of students with roll number 10 to 20. We call it as a range searches. For range searches, hash-based indexing is good. Okay. Now, what is the technique of hash-based indexing? You might have studied this hashing in data structures and in operating systems also. Concept-wise, that hash-based indexing that you studied in data structures and operating system will be same, but only the context is different. Means there in data structures purely you will be learning in the context of how data structure is to be built. In operating system, you might be looking how processor scheduling and all you will be looking. But here also the same, but terminology is slightly different, and follow the terminology, and that could be good for you for writing in your examinations. Keep in mind that you are building an index over the database system. Means you have a database system which has some huge collection of records, some millions of records. On that millions of records, if you want to search for a particular record, how to make that particular record to search efficient. Searching always be efficient by creating an index over it. So that we have to create an index over the database system. Keep in mind, we are building an index over the database system so that search time is going to be reduced. As in data structure, you might have learned index, you might have learned hashing. Hashing means which uses some hash function like h of key, right? Some hash function. This hash function will use some method like key mod, something like h of k equal to k mod 10, something like this. What is the meaning of k mod 10? K mod 10 means k is a key that you have to put into your index data structure, and mod 10 indicates that your key value when it is divisible by 10, if it divided by 10, it gets some reminder. In that, based on that reminder, that particular index is to be stored into the index records. This is what hashing. Hashing uses hash function. Here I am writing hash function will be something like this: h of k equal to k mod 10. What does it mean, k mod 10? 10 is specifying the size of index. Say here size of index will start from 0 to this is 10 means 9. Means suppose k mod n is there. K mod n means it starts bucket numbers from 0 to 9. Okay, so that index records will be placed starting from 0 and continue until n minus 1. Continue until n minus 1 means 0 to 9. Here you observe a point. Uh, First, we'll understand some terminology. Here, hash index uses some index fields. That index fields will be stored into the buckets. Here we call these are the buckets. These are called bucket 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to n-1. These are called primary bucket pages. Each bucket able to store some index records. Each bucket stores some index records. Say each bucket may be capable of 1 record, 2 records, 3 records, and something like that. This is my bucket pages. These are my bucket pages. Sorry. These bucket pages say numbered from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Say now my bucket size is 4, means it is capable to store 4 records. 4 records means my hash function will be h of k equal to k mod 4. K mod 4. K mod 4 means, suppose if I wanted to insert some key value 2, if some key value 2 I want to insert it. If I wanted to insert some key value 2, so the 2 mod 4 is a 2 itself, so that index record will go into this bucket. That index record will go into this bucket page. Suppose if my index record is 12. Suppose my index is 12. 12 modulus 4. 12 modulus 4 will give you 0. 0 means that 12 record will go into this page 12. Later, after you store 12, again if you want to store say number 16. So just imagine what is 16 mod 4. 16 mod 4 is 0. Now means it should go into a bucket with number 0. Right, this is 0th bucket. But in the 0th bucket, 12 already there. So now I would like to insert 16. Suppose assuming this bucket is able to store 1 record, so that it means this bucket does not have any place for 16 to store. Now where 16 to be added? Now 16 to be added. Just by making a link from 12, it will create one empty bucket. There it will store 16. There it will store 16. What does it mean? This is called overflow bucket. And next, if you wanted to insert to 20, again 20 modulus 4, again 0. 20 modulus 4 again 0 means again 20 should come under the chain of buckets 12, 16, then it will make a chain of buckets. So means here 20 is going to be added as a chain. Like as a chain, one more bucket, 20 will be added. So means how to search the index. Here index is searched always based on hashing function. Hashing function always a k mod n, where n indicates size of the bucket. Keep in mind. So how to store index into the index data structure is a concept of hash based indexing. Here in your syllabus you will be having 3 types of indexes: static hashing, dynamic hashing, and linear hashing. The dynamic hashing and linear hashings we call extendable hashings. That extendable hashing and linear hashing are called dynamic hashing techniques. Means 2 techniques of indexing: static hashing and dynamic hashing. Now first I will explain you static hashing, which is a simple method, that what I explained so far. Here this is my bucket. My bucket contains 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, totally 4 buckets. and these are the bucket records. Assume 12, 1, 2, 3 already there. How to search for a particular record? Suppose if I wanted to search a record 620, how to search record 20? It will apply an hash function on key that I want to search 20. So it will use as a 20 mod 4, because where 4 is my size of the bucket, 20 mod 4 equal 0, 20 mod 4 equal to 0, so that it will go to the bucket 0, and bucket 0, its primary bucket is 12. Now it is not 20, and 12 is connected with chain of buckets, so that it will search all the chain of buckets and find a 20. It is to search for a record. Suppose if you want to insert a record, suppose if it needs to insert a record, let us say insert record 33, assume insert a record 33. 33 means first it will apply an hash function, that is 33 mod 4. 33 mod 4 is 1, so that it will go into a bucket of 1, but bucket of 1 is already filled with an index record 1, so that it will create a chain. It will create a chain pointing from 1, so that in that chain it will stores that 33 index record. Now if I wanted to delete a record, say let us say I wanted to delete 33 record, I want to delete again 33 records. Again if I want to delete 33 means again it will performs a hash function 33 mod 4, where 4 is my size of the buckets. Now 33 mod 4 is 1, so that it will go to the bucket 1, and the bucket 1 contains an index record 1, so that this 1 is linked with chain of index records. Now in that chain 33 is found. Now this 33 is deleted, means that bucket is deleted, and we continue with the process. This is what a static hashing, how search, insert, delete is done to the static hashing. Here you observe a point. The problem with static hashing is long overflow chains. Long overflow chains means observe here. This is an index record 12. After you insert 16, because place is not there, one more index record. Again place is not there, one more index record. Means it is creating a chain of index records. If it is chain of index records, searching will take a lot of time. That is a problem with static hashing. One solution to static hashing is rehashing or double hashing. Say now first 4 primary buckets are already filled, and now you are inserting one more index record, which is not possible to fit it. In such cases, the index now contains only 4 buckets. Because place is not sufficient, you can double the index. Double the index means initially you have these 4 primary buckets. Now what you can do, double the index, means add 4 more, means previously 4, now you can make it 4 more. It makes 8 buckets in the primary section. Again if any problem occurs, again double it, means 4, then 8, then 16, then 32, and so on. That is one solution. But again the problem is, if you double the index, you have to reorganize the entire file. That is a problem with static hashing. That is what static hashing is. Easy technique, but not preferable. But not preferable for the practical cases. Sorry. Fine. So this problem is avoided by using extendable hashing. We call extendable hashing is a dynamic hashing technique. It is a dynamic hashing technique. The problem with static hashing is doubling the number of primary bucket pages. So instead of doubling the bucket pages, extendable hashing uses a directory of pointers. Extendable hashing uses directory of pointers. It is something like this. I hope you can see this. This is called directory. These are called directory pages. These directory pointers contains pointers to the buckets. And here doubling the directory is easy. Why? Because directory of pointers contains only one field for pointer. Say assume each pointer takes 4 bytes. Each pointer takes 4 bytes. So for storing 4 pointers, 4 into 4, 16 bytes only required. Amount of space required for directory of pointers is less when compared with records. So means each record is 100 bytes, but pointer is 4 bytes only, which is best to double pointers instead of buckets. That is the idea. It is used in extendable hashing. Now extendable hashing uses directory of pointers. It is a dynamic hashing technique. It is called dynamic because its size is going to be varied. Now how to locate the data entry in the dynamic hashing, means extendable hashing here. The concept is same for all hashing technique. It uses a hash function. Hash function is h of k equal to k mod n, where n is the size of index buckets, or else here we can say size of directory. Now here also it uses an hash function h of k equal to k mod, for this example k mod 4. Why? Because my directory now contains 4 pointers, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And here in extendable hashing, it uses a directory of pointers. Each pointer is numbered in the binary format. Because 4 buckets are there, binary numbers are ranging from 0 to 3. 0 is represented with 00 in binary. 1 is represented with 01. 2 is represented with 10, and 3 is represented with 11. 11. Now here you can see 00, 00, 01, 10, 11. Now suppose if you wanted to search for record 21. Okay, just here is a 21 record. How to search for record 21? Now what it requires to use? It requires to perform an hash function 21 mod 4. What is 21 mod 4? 21 mod 4 is 1. 1 in binary is represented with 01. So means 21 is possible to find with a directory pointer 01. Here this is a second record. Directory pointer 01 is the second pointer. The second pointer is pointing to this bucket. Now this bucket is consisting of 4 index records, 1, 5, 21. Now I am looking for 21, that is found. Means my data entry to locate is successful. This is how we search for a record. Now coming to insertion. How to insert records into the extendable hashing techniques. Now observe a point. If you wanted to insert a particular record called 13, if I wanted to insert 13, say where 13 is to be inserted. Now first it has to find what is the directory pointer to a bucket where 13 is to be inserted. Now it will decide by performing an hash function 13 mod 4. 13 mod 4 is 1. 1 means in binary it is 01. So 13 should go into a bucket pointed by 01. Here it is a bucket. Here is a bucket. Here is a bucket. Now for 13, 1, 5, 21 already there. One place is free. You can observe here. Just side to 21. Just side to 21. Here the 13 will be placed because place is there. Now you may ask a question, sir, place is there, 13 is placed. What happens if place is not there? What happens if place is not there in the bucket? If place is not there, the bucket has to be splitted. How bucket split occurs? That we'll discuss with an example. See, now you consider when we inserted 13, and this is a diagram which is after insertion of 13. Now suppose I wanted to insert 20. Now I want to insert 20. Now where 20 should be inserted? Again same logic, apply the hash function, that is 20 mod 4. 20 mod 4 is 0. In binary 0 is 0, 0. So that 20 should go into a bucket pointed by directory pointer 0, 0. So this one. Now that bucket already contains 4, 12, 32, 16, but not 20. It means place is not sufficiently available. Because place is not sufficiently available, this bucket A is to be split into two buckets. Now here, because directory of length 4, here the directory of length 4 indicating the number 0 to 3. 0 to 3 is represented with 2-bit numbers. It uses a 2-bit number. But here insertion of 20 causing a split of this bucket, because more than 4 records are there, it is not sufficient. So that you have to consider 3-bit patterns. So means bucket directory is full. Now you have to double the directory. How to double the directory? Means directory now consisting of 4 pointers. Directory now consisting of 4 pointers. Now you make it into 8. Double the directory. Means 2 into 4. We call 2 into 4, which is 8. 8 directory pointers means it is represented with numbers 0 to 7. 0 to 7 in binary 0 is represented with 000. And 1 is represented 001. Similarly, 7 is represented with 111. That's it. So now you look. First, it has to split this bucket A. First, it has to split this bucket A. Now, how this bucket A entries is to be distributed? There is a point now. Because place is not there, we doubled the directory. If we double the directory, now how many bits we have to choose to distribute these entries? We have to choose 3 bits to distribute the entries. Means what is the first entry that you can see? 4. 4 mod 4 is 0. Means 3 zeros. It will go into a directory pointer called 000. 12. Here when directory is doubled, it becomes 8. Means hash function is going to be changed to k mod 8. Keep in mind, when directory is doubled, hash function is changed to k mod 8. Now 4 mod 8 is 4 itself, so it should go into a directory pointer called 4 in binary is represented with 100. 12. Now next record is 12. 12 mod 8 is 4. Again it will go into 100. 32. 32 mod 8 is 0. It will go into 000 bucket. Means 32 should go into 000 bucket. Just here you observe, this is This is an image, means index after the bucket split. Just observe this bucket A, which is to be splitted, this bucket A that is to be splitted, having already 4, 12, 32 and 16 records. Now it is applying a new hash function, that is k mod 8. Why? Because directory is to be doubled. Now 4, 12 should go into 4 mod 8 is 4. 4 mod 8 is 4. 4 is represented with 100, so that you can see 4 is there in a new bucket called bucket A2. It is bucket A, it is bucket A2. We call split image. And 12 mod 8. 12 mod 8 is again 4. That is also should go into 100 pointer. Here directory is not doubled, it will be shown in the next image. Don't confuse. And say 32 mod 8, which is 0. 0 means 000 bucket. So that's why this 32 is here. What record is inserted? 20. Now 20 mod 8. 20 mod 8 is 4. 4 is 100. That's why you can see 20 is here. Now here in this picture, it is shown bucket A. It is shown bucket A and its split bucket. But directory is not shown doubled. Now it is shown in the next picture. Have a look in the next picture. In the next picture, you can see the complete insertion. So now directory is doubled. Here you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 7. Right? Means totally 8 directory pointers. And observe 32 and 16 mod 8. 32 and 16 mod 8 will give you 0. So that's why this 32 and 16 pointed to a directory pointer called 000. And this 4, 12, 20 are pointed to directory pointer, say directory pointer 100, right? This one. And accordingly, these pointers are distributed with other buckets also. This is how we insert index records into bucket pages. And here one point you have to observe. You ask a question, sir, every split do requires directory doubling. Every bucket split may not causes a directory doubling. Let us say an example. Okay, let us say an example. Suppose if we insert record 9. Suppose if you want to insert 9. What is a hash function now? Because directory is doubled. Now hash function is 9 mod 8. 9 mod 8 means it will give you how much? 9 mod 8 will give you 1. 1 in binary is represented with 0, 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1 means 9 should come to this pointer. But this bucket B is already full. 1, 5, 21, 13. Already full. It requires to split bucket B. Now bucket B already contains 1, 5, 12, 31, 13. Now what it contains? 1, 5, 21, 13. Now you are inserting 9. How many records? 5 records. Now these 5 records, 1, 5, 21, 39 will be distributed according to the hash function k mod 8. So it means 1 mod 8 will go into binary pointer 1. 5 mod 8 will go into binary pointer 5. 21 mod 8. How much you can see? 21 mod 8? 21 mod 8. That is 21 mod 8 will give you 8 to just 16 means remainder is 5. It will go into the directory pointer 5. 13 mod 8 also directory pointer 5, and 9 mod 8 will go into the directory pointer 1. Just keep in mind and observe this diagram. Oh, what were the records? 1, 5, 21, 13, 9. Look, 1 mod 8. 1 mod 8 is 1. It is there in the directory pointer 1. 9 mod 8 is 1. Directory pointer 1. And 5 mod 5, 21. Here you look, just 5, 21 and 13. Mod 8 will give you 5, so that these 3 records are there in the directory pointer pointed by 1. Okay. Here bucket is splitted but directory is not doubled. Then when you can expect directory doubling? Now here you look, when bucket A already splitted, just observe bucket A already splitted, bucket B also already splitted, and bucket A after split it is called bucket A2, bucket B after split it is called bucket B2, B and B2. Now if A, B, A2, B2 if splitted, it requires a directly doubling. Let me explain. For this, it requires to maintain 2 things, local depth and global depth. Local depth and global depth. So now understand what is local depth and global depth. Here, what is a hash function you are using? K mod 8. K mod 8 means it is represented with 0 to 7. It is a 3-bit number. Okay? It is a 3-bit number. So that it maintains a global depth. Here you can see a pointer, global depth, which is assigned as a header to the directory of pointers. And here for each bucket you can see one header is attached. We call it as a local depth. Here whenever local depth is less than the global depth, splitting does not causes any direct doubling. Here you see what does it actually indicates is directory pointers are sufficient to split a bucket if local depth is less than the global depth. Here you observe again in the previous example what we inserted 9. Here you look at what we inserted is 9 here. Here you observe this bucket has a local depth 2. So means this bucket is using previous hash function. What is previous hash function? K mod 8. Previous hash function that is called K mod 8. Sorry, K mod 4. Now new hash function is K mod 8. So means previous hash function is K mod 4. What it says? It uses 4 means 0 to 3 represented with 2 bits. So that 2 bits are sufficient to split a bucket. But what global depth says? Totally 8 buckets directory pointers, because totally 8 directory pointers. It uses 0 to 7, so that 3-bit number is required. Now here you observe, here 3 and here also 3 after split, means bucket A is splitted. Here in the previous example, bucket A is splitted to bucket A and bucket A2. After splitted, now for both of them means records under this bucket A and records under bucket A2, you can search based on the 3-bit directory pointer. That's why we can call it is a local depth and global depth. Now both are already splitted. So means whenever you go for split of a bucket A or bucket A2, it causes direct doubling. But whenever bucket C, bucket D, whose local depth is 2, which is less than 3, right? Which is less than 3, it doesn't require a directory doubling. Just only one point you keep in mind: when local depth equal to global depth, it causes a directory doubling. When local depth is less than global depth, it doesn't require a directory doubling, but it causes a bucket split. That point you remember. Okay, fine. That's about insertion, searching in extendable hashing. And same example you can follow for deletion also. I mean, similarly, you can perform a deletion. Suppose I wanted to delete. I want to delete a record 20. This one. How to delete 20? Now, what is the global depth of directory? Now 3. Global depth of the directory is 3. 3 means it uses a hash function kmod 8. Now, what is a key to be deleted? Key to be deleted is 20. Okay. Now it becomes 20 mod 8. 20 mod 8 is 4. Right? 20 mod 8 is 4. 4 in binary represented with 100. Now 100. This is a pointer. Right? Sorry. This is a pointer. Using this pointer is pointing to bucket A2. Now 20 is there. Now perform a deletion. This is what deletion. Okay, this is extendable hashing. So that doubling the directory is done. But one point keep in mind, size of the pointer element is less when compared with the records. So that doubling the directory pointers is easy when compared with doubling the index records. That is an idea in extendable hashing. Okay. Just take a breath and wait for 2 minutes. Think what I explained so far: static hashing, extendable hashing. Just think it, you recollect in your mind what I discussed. Just after 2 minutes, again I will start it with one more technique called linear hashing. Okay, before that, just have a review in your mind, close your eyes and review what I discussed. And moreover, extendable hashing is very, very important for your external examination. I have seen last 4 years papers. In every paper, extendable hashing technique is asked. Okay, you have to write in the same way what I explained, so that I will get full marks. Okay, just I will wait for 2 minutes. Just recollect what I discussed in your mind. Close your eyes and just try to recollect it. I will come again. I will be briefing out what I discussed now. Hash based indexing. Hashing is best suitable for equality selection. Keep in mind one point. Second point we discussed, for range selection, tree based indexes are best suitable. In hash based indexing, just close your eyes and just try to recollect it. In hash based indexing, there are two techniques: static hashing and dynamic hashing. The static hashing, and whatever it may be, the hashing technique, static or dynamic, it uses a hash function. Hash function k mod n, where n is the number of bucket pages, where bucket pages stores the index records. Okay, where bucket pages stores the index records. First, I discussed static hashing. In static hashing, it uses buckets, all the primary buckets, and it also uses overflow buckets like this. The problem with static hashing is long overflow chains are possible like this. Overflow chains are possible. And how to solve this problem? By doubling the directory buckets, or we call it as rehashing or double hashing, which is suffering with long overflow chains. The problem can be resolved by using double hashing or rehashing, but again it has the problem of reorganizing the entire file. That's why we can go with dynamic hashing. In the dynamic hashing, we have two techniques. One is called extendable hashing and another one is linear hashing. And first one we discuss is extendable hashing, which is very important. Keep in mind, which is very important for the external examination. Here, the problem of static hashing is resolved in extendable hashing by using directory of pointers. Okay. Here in this example, I shown you my directory consisting of 4 pointers, so that my hash function is k mod 4. K mod 4 contains 0 to 3 represented with 2-bit numbers, so that it uses 2-bit number to point to the particular index record. Okay, and if I wanted to search for a particular key, it has to follow this way. Means use some hash function k mod 4. Whatever the reminder it comes, according to the reminder, it will search as a particular record, like a 10. 10 mod 4 is 2, so that 2 is binary 10. It will search as 10. And when it comes to the insertion, insertion also will be done first applying hashing. Say 9 if I wanted to insert. 9 if I need to insert, it will first perform a hashing function 9 mod 4. That is 1. So that 9 will go into the bucket pointed by directory pointer 01. Because place is there, it will be inserted. This is one case. And another case is if place is not there. For no place, I explained a case of inserting. I explained a case of inserting 20. Right? Say here, if I wanted to insert 20. Here, if I wanted to insert 20, what is 20 mod 4? 0. So that 0 is represented in binary 00. So 20 should be placed in this point, in this bucket, but place is not there. It requires a split. Here, if you split it, because only 4 directory pointers are there and 4 buckets are there, so that split causes extra bucket. Extra bucket, to point to extra bucket, this directory need to be doubled. Doubled means now initially directory is of 4 pointers. Now it is to be doubled to change to 8 pointers. 8 means 0 to 7. 0 to 7 in binary represented with 3-bit numbers. Okay. So that hash function is changes to k mod 8. That you keep in mind. Okay. Now, after 20 is inserted, this is a case. After 20 inserted, previously 4 buckets are there, now 1 extra bucket is added and directory is doubled and pointers are adjusted accordingly. the hash function k mod 8. Okay. Uh, Now here one next point uh, is directory doubling is required for all the cases. Direct doubling is not required for all the cases. Here that I explained of insertion of 9. Insertion of 9 mod 8 is 1. 1 means it should go into a directory pointer 01 001. But here this is already filled. Because it is already filled, this bucket B is to be splitted. But splitting bucket B makes the number of buckets to be 6. One more bucket is added. But with 8 directory pointers, it can point to 8 buckets. But this splitting B makes only one more extra bucket. That is already 5 are there, one more extra 6 is possible. So that every bucket split doesn't require a direct doubling. To understand this point, we use two concepts called local depth and global depth. Local depth and global depth is attached as a header to both bucket and directory pointers. And one point you keep in mind, when local depth equal to global depth, directory doubling is required. When local depth less than global depth, directory doubling is not required. This point you understand. And finally, we discussed deletion. We discussed searching, insertion. Now lastly is deletion. Deletion, suppose if I explained a point. If I want to delete 20, how to delete 20? Apply the hash function 20 mod 8. 20 mod 8. 20 mod 8 is 4. 4 in binary is represented with 001. So that 20 is available, 100. 4 is 100. So that 20 is available in the pointer pointed by 100. Here 20 is found. So perform a deletion. So means for each indexing, you have to show how search is done in that particular index we discussed, and how insertion is done. While insertion, what are the cases, and how deletion is performed. This is extendable hashing.